Friday night, friends. Friday night. Talking about possible war with Russia, in Ukraine, the borderlands. Oh, yes. The West. What happened to the left? Didn't they used to be anti-war? Now, I notice it's just you're friends with the late night talk show host. And so you can't say anything now. I guess apparently Bill Maher, the comedian, has come out, taking a risk, saying the mandates are a bit too much. Does that mean I improve the mandates? If I'm on here, the YouTube's going to shut me off? Or, hey, who just came on to listen to this thing? Come on back, you coward. Everybody jump in. Let's talk about this stuff. War? No, I'm against war in the Ukraine. I don't even know for sure if Russia's going to go over the border. That's what our awesome news services say. I guess apparently Joe Rogan he's more popular than CNN and Fox combined, apparently. Podcaster Rogan, MMA commentator, Taekwondo black belt, interested in DMT. He's an interesting guy. Do you get pulled from YouTube if you even comment about his stuff? I don't know. Apparently, to the best of my knowledge, he just interviews authors and things. It's not him that says he's giving the advice. So I don't understand why Neil Young, who is associated with certain investment firms that do invest in Pfizer. Is that okay for me to say that? Anybody out there? Jump in here. Come on. Who the heck is for war with Russia? Why aren't people talking this up? Why isn't every freaking American citizen on any platform until they throw you off talking against it? No, don't worry about it. I don't even think the Russians are going to go over. And then they had that. What about that Ted, that longtime AP guy who questioned Ned Price of the State Department, who's like, you don't question us. We have evidence that Russia's going to do a false flag, and it's like going to be like this, and they're going to do this. They're going to do a false flag. How do you say that? They're going to do a false flag. I don't know. Okay, fine. I mean, they're nuclear power. They got nuclear superpower, but Russia's economy, I don't know if it's anywhere near enough to stand up to an all-out war with the United States. But there's so much talk against Russia, and now, oh my goodness, I hope that girl, the young girl, the most incredible part of the Olympics, has the best figure skater I've ever seen, honestly. But maybe I'm biased because I'm trying to talk up Russia, because I've looked at Russia Today too much, so I need to be reprogrammed in about this. Please, what happened to you left wingers too? Aren't you? Why are you so for war now? Please. Oh, I'll never be on a late night talk show. I ruined my life. Do a lot of people fantasize that they're friends with these people and they enjoy their shows and look at these things? And I don't know. I mean, pray for peace. Pray for no war with Russia over there, please. Dodo heads. Anybody enjoying this? Somebody jump into the live chat. I should have advertised that I'm on here. And the truckers, are they evil? I mean, they're protesting. Mandates. Why? Peace be upon you. Thanks, my friend. How you doing? Got a listener tonight. How you doing? You for the truckers? I'm for the truckers. Truckers. Good. Protest. Tired of being pushed around. What's the reality about this stuff? Has it been effective? I say this, the trillions spent on defense of the United States, it's pathetic. disband and the CIA. They failed on 9/11. They failed. Tim Weiner at Legacy of Ashes himself, an interesting author, and he's not a conspiracy guy. He's a New York Times guy, right? Oh, Waleed. Oh, how you doing? How you doing, Waleed? Peace. Good. Cool. Good to meet you. Yeah. Where were we? We're talking about the what the heck was I just talking about? Yeah. Um yeah, all the money spent on defense, there's a 9/11. They failed on that. All the money spent on defense, there's a Boston bombing. As far as I remember reading, the evil Russians tipped us off about the brothers, the Tsarnaev brothers, the Chechen guys, that they were trouble. What is up with that? No, I am not a Sandy Hook, I am not a conspiracy person. I don't believe about that stuff. Alex Jones is, and he has been held accountable for saying everybody's a crisis actor, insulting the families of the people who got killed. In the Quran. Oh, coincidence. Oh yeah, I have a lot of coincidence videos on here. I have a lot of coincidence videos. Synchronicity. Well, assalamu alaikum. I will try to read it more. I will read all the books of the Abrahamic religions. Tonight we're talking about the truckers. I don't know where you stand on that, Waleed. Big time hoping that it gets resolved peacefully. But and that there's peace with Russia. What else was I talking about? And Rogan. Yeah, I don't understand why they're censoring him for just having a talk show. That's pathetic. I'd imagine maybe did I cross the line tonight and talk about this stuff? I'm not giving out any information. I'm just giving comments about information freedom. So, and if you talk about the truckers, is that constituting support, and therefore this video will be shut down? I hope not. Then I'll have to migrate to one of those other platforms. But the YouTube is the most effective, easiest, I guess. And very interesting. Or some things very interesting. I mean, hey, you can learn how to play guitar on here. You can learn how to install a light socket. Anybody else on tonight? Weighing in on Rogan truckers or war with Russia? That's the Donbass. Ukraine simply means borderlands. It's a spiritual capital of Russia in terms of the Orthodox religion. Cool. And I don't think it's good to make war over there, hoping for peace. I am aware there's also some eschatology in the Quran about end of the world stuff. I don't know how much I want to feed into that, but it does exist in the different religions. I actually made a YouTube that had to do with Dune, which I think had to do with Islamic eschatology, as well as maybe some type of mention maybe of the Jesuits. I don't know if the Bene Gesserits had to do with the Jesuit order or it was a play on that. I don't know. But for those of you who don't know, the Quran is technically not blasphemous against Jesus and Mary. A lot of people think it is. To the best of my knowledge, maybe Waleed could fill us in on that in the chat. It is respectful of Jesus that I know of. The truckers convoy. Are they going to arrest those guys up there? I'm not for that. What do you guys think? Am I even allowed to talk about this? Is this hate to talk about the truckers? What do you guys think? What about Russia and Ukraine? What about the Burisma oil setup? What about Hunter Biden? Hunter Biden owing money to Yana from the Emerald Escort Service. Didn't pay his bills. He was celebrating at the famous club in LA, and he ran up a big bill with Yana, call girl from Russia, and he didn't pay up. So they raided his bank accounts, and he had to use his father's credit card, and he was the vice president then, I believe. So the Secret Service came to this place. I forget what the Chateau Marat or something like that. John Belushi, the famous comic of Saturday Night Live, the best of the best, the Blues Brothers, died there. And there's a lot of wild Hollywood parties. It was some kind of affair between Benicio del Toro of The Usual Suspects and the actress Scarlett Johansson there, and all this other debauchery at that place. And Hunter Biden partied up over there. The crack pipes. He wants free crack pipes for America. Come on, man. He's beloved, but how appropriate it is to have the guy from the first family be so open with this kind of thing. Is that good? What else do they have on them? What about the Burisma oil? Was there payoffs? What about the environment payoffs from China? Why can't we look at this stuff? China has been commenting on, I think they're kind of concerned about the Ukraine situation. But to the best of my knowledge, they've warned the U.S. about not messing with it. I don't know. What do you guys think? NATO, to the best of my knowledge, and I really believe this, wasn't supposed to expand. That was part of the deal to end the Cold War. And anybody listening who was involved in the war in Southeast Asia, better known as the Vietnam War, what do you feel about that? Did you get shot up? Did you get Agent Orange harming your body for nothing? Did you go over there for nothing? You were Cold Warriors. That was involved. That was part of the whole thing. You know, the U.S. took on the Russian fighters were involved in the Korean conflict, and they were brilliant at it, I'm afraid. The honchos shot down a lot of American airplanes. They're great fighters. Fight is 50-50. Just because there's a huge war budget for NATO, the United States doesn't mean that things will go our way. Already the hasty retreat from Afghanistan, which I don't believe the U.S. should have been involved in anyway, cost this America a lot of cred. Looked bad. Looked really bad. The hasty withdrawal. So peace. And, the Russians are... They did the worst of the fighting in World War II. Nobody in America ever thinks about that. The Battle of Kursk, Stalingrad, the worst battles in the history of mankind. They went through it there, and they were under tyrant, and they were the gulags. You think there's Alexander Solzhenitsyn and all that stuff is just lies and means nothing? History of the United States now starts last week. I mean, just everything is on, and these experts come on. I mean, just the slightest analysis, please. If you think I'm stupid, just look up. Don't be idiots. They did the worst of the fighting in World War II. Do you really think that, if you really think that they overthrew the election, just look up the Steele dossier. Even Durham has busted at least some of these guys. I mean, please. Oh, maybe they'll shut off my YouTube. you know, I don't just people in this country now, in the U.S., do not discuss politics at all. They don't do it. It's seen as distasteful. And then they get this, the war. Is POTUS up for a war? What about it? Why didn't that last press conference did a reporter actually ask about his cognitive decline? In the book about the Hunter Biden laptop, he's making a joke. His friend's making a joke about Joe's dementia. It's in there. That's not funny at this point. War with Russia. And speaking very basically, isn't it true? Armies march into Russia and they never come out. The Germans, World War II, come on. They went in there, completely got their ass kicked. Napoleon, known for being a great at military stuff, issues of war. Same thing. I don't even know why the Germans were stupid enough to go in. Armies go into Russia during the winter and they don't come out. So is there any? I mean, look at I've seen things about there's attractive women in the Ukrainian army and silly stories like that, and get everybody out. War is imminent. What imminent? What about the diplomacy? I don't know. Biden's supposed to call him tomorrow. What are they going to talk about? How the awesome Russian skater girl is a doper or something, or is he even capable of making the phone call? Forget about what happened before. What's happening now? Whoa. I don't know. Is this video any good? Share, like, and subscribe. My last one was lousy. Another point I made in the last thing about Russia. No NATO expansion was promised, and even Gorbachev now, they'll see he's walking back on us. They'll say, no, it wasn't promised to me or something. It's ridiculous. What happened, Oh, Putin. KGB. Well, that's it, and it's sinister. Are we sending in the top president with a clear mind to go against the KGB chess playing brilliant guy? Ha! No way. Please. Oh, they're gonna throw me off here like Dan Bongino. I hope not. I've got award-winning YouTubes on here on a number of things. Just went into a contest in Germany. I've won several out of the great country of India. So it's fascinating. And Joe Rogan, I don't know, Joe Rogan, I have no idea why they want to throw, when Neil Young, a Southern man don't need him anyhow, Sweet Home Alabama, is involving himself with that. I really don't. I don't know. And Joan Baez and stuff, aren't they hippies? Aren't they against putting anything in your body that isn't like vegetarian or something? Oh, no, I can't say that. That's not misinformation. I'm not advocating anything. I'm not talking about that stuff. But mandating and stuff like that. Oh, and the Homeland Security says the trucks are coming here. They're in Paris, I just read, apparently. I don't know. The Joe Rogan show. I mean, what about common sense? Are they so worried because CNN is so bad? And, CNN or elements of it, or cable news in general is, people are now really looking at podcast and internet stuff that people are doing a little work they got so many choices that they're doing a little work. They only want to hear what they want to hear. And he's an entertainer, and I don't think the guy said he's giving any advice or whatever. So if everything is so perfect and wonderful, I'm not referring to any specific thing, then why can it stand up to any measure of any kind of talk? Really? Ridiculous. I don't know. Truckers for Freedom, Joe Rogan show. I don't even have Spotify, but I used to hear him when he was on here. All right, Waleed, how you doing? I hope this was helpful. Part 2. Come on. Support free speech. First Amendment. Because if the major super duper platforms don't start to kind of get behind free speech, then they're probably eventually not going to get that popular, you know? I've got 3 listeners. Jump in with Lalit in the track. What do you guys think? With your screen names, weigh in. I got a couple of thumbs up, though. Go for the truckers. Hope nothing happens to them. Hope some type of, I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't see, you know, that thing over in the Ukraine, you know, if certain leaders displease you, it's time for you to get over it. I really think the rest of the entire world is starting to have enough of The View and CNN and yeah, maybe all of Fox or a lot of Fox and, you know, the American culture, the American movies. I think I'm just feeling a change in the time. I don't know. There still will remain the people who have nothing to offer in this world, and they're just gonna, you know, look at the pop culture, look at themselves on Instagram and things like that. You know, they're not going to be evolving. Maybe it's time for enough of the cancel culture and that type of thing. One thing, I mean, whether or not it was agreeable or not, or everything went that right, that war in Chechnya got ended and it's settled over there, at least the bloodshed is. Everybody, with Matt Lee, that's the AP reporter, made a fool out of Ned Price. You know, Kirby, the admiral, all warmongers. Look at all the warmongers on Fox too. Warmongers on the left. I saw Carmela Harris on Jimmy Kimmel. She was practically openly calling for war with North Korea. I mean, you know, what are you going to judge? Whatever they do behind their country, is it the U.S. responsibility for everything, for everyone? Feed every mouth, feed everything. I mean, is that really what's happening? Look what happened after Vietnam. They left and it fell to the north side. I mean, please, our wars. What has anything good come from any of them? I don't know. Don't know. Don't know how Panama's doing now. I don't know how Grenada's doing now. There were no WMDs and they went in. I mean, how much crap? The other thing is, I'm a lousy stand-up comedian. I admit. Maybe I'll try working harder at it. But I mean, they say nothing. But by and large, what do they say? Bill Hicks said a little bit. George Carlin. You know, sometimes Chappelle. But they suck now. Let's face it. They've got talent and brains, charisma, and everything, and they use it for nothing. The bully pulpit they're using for nothing. They're saying nothing. Comedians are boring corporate shills now. I'm not questioning their charisma or the talent. They just, all world systems are probably dysfunctional. Yes, my friend. All right, I hope this was comfortable here, and if this YouTube gets thrown off, if I get a strike for this or something, I wish you guys luck. But come on, listen to the truckers, Trudeau. Please have some guts. You know, and you know, please, a war with Russia over Ukraine. What might this is what I'm predicting here. You heard it right here. Something might go down, and you'll see that the Ukraine will probably, you know, there'll be some advisors over there, and I don't know what'll happen. You know, we'll see. Georgia, an issue happened with the United States. Condoleezza Rice got on and said it was unacceptable. This and that. The Russians went in there so fast and took care of business. All right. there were some American advisors. All right, God bless them. I hope nothing happened, but I really think something did happen to those poor guys. Some agency, CIA, or military advisor. I don't know, but the Russians took care of it. It might happen, and it might not happen the way that the White House envisions it. But what went on over there? What about Jeffrey Sachs, shock therapy, and all these other guys, Harvard, and all these other elite things being involved in there? And at some point, will all this, have a breaking point? One thing's for sure, though, my observation is people in the U.S. in particular don't enjoy talking about politics. You can lose your job just talking. It should be discussed. And I don't think people should be losing their job for political opinions. I think Friday nights should be nights with the men and hopefully the women together, getting in, arguing all night about politics, get the best thing, vote for the best men and women, instead of what we got now, where pundits on Fox and CNN and all these things, NPR tell people, and then people do that. Jacques Ellul, the French writer, wrote a book called Propaganda, and he said once the professional propagandists get going, they get what they want. They get a war. So if they want it, we're going to get it. And who knows? Do they got everything under control? I mean, Russia. What if they, you may have heard they in China are getting along well now. This could be it. I mean, great thing. America had so much promise, and Ukraine has real food there, not GMO food, the breadbasket of the world. The world needs it. The world needs freedom, and instead of technological tyranny and crap and baloney. Research code 19 of the Quran. Okay. All right, Waleed, I'll try to check that out soon. God bless you, and God bless everyone. Hope this was helpful. And share and like and subscribe. The Stash Prada channel is sloppy but free. Freedom. Okay. See you later. Thanks for jumping in chat. Lule. And God bless everyone. Good night. Hope for peace with Russia. I forgive the Russian skating woman, the young woman there. You should too. Thumbs up. Thanks, my friend. Take a look at what the Canadian truckers are up there for. Freedom. Bill Maher, I think, is against mandates. Jimmy Dore. Listen to everything Jimmy Dore has. Do yourself a favor. Listen to the Duran. Jimmy Dore. Support outside things. Then watch CNN all night. See if you like it and compare it to the detractors. Listen to people who hate CNN. Listen to everything and discuss it with your friends instead of, Jeff Secker's gone. Fine. All right. Good night, friends.